Hello, hello, welcome to another M12 Swiss draft. We got a couple options this pack. We've got the Pacifism and we have the Incinerate. Um, Pretty much our rare and uncommons are practically unplayable. Um, I'm actually leaning towards the Pacifism since it's a little bit more of an answer than Incinerate. Um, it's also, I would say, the better splash card between Incinerate and Pacifism. Considering it just takes care of bomb cards. Um, I think I'm just gonna first pick the pacifism here and be okay with that. Okay, let's see here. Not too many fantastic cards here. The Knowledge Veteran is the one that's going to keep us on white and is a good little beater on his own. I think that's the pick here. We don't really need to commit to anything else. Greater Basilisk and Chasm Drake are both good cards too, but I think we're fine with picking the Veteran here, just staying on white. Okay, here I'm pretty much just leaning towards the Stinger Fling Spider. Looks like it's the most powerful card in the pack. Also splashable if I wanted to do white and some other color. Stinger Fling you can easily bring in. Other options, I mean, Llanowar Elf's fine. Peregrine Griffin's good if I wanted to stay on white. But I think that Stinger Fling Spider is strong enough where it's certainly the pick here. Okay, what do we have here? What stands out to me is the Looter because Looter is a just a very strong card in general. Digs up your answers, digs up your bombs, just awesome draw engine. It's between that and maybe the Skywinder Drake if I want to do like a blue-white aggressive sort of thing. But I think I'm gonna go with the Looter on here. I love Merfolk Looter, great card. Okay, what do we have here? Well, fifth pick, Vampire Outcast. It's a pretty good indication that black is open from this direction so far. People aren't really picking up the black because this is can easily be a first pick, and only one other, the rare and the are missing from here. So this must have been a pretty bomb pack if it's a fifth pick, Vampire Outcast. I think for us the pick is going to be the Peregrine Griffin. Could also be the Unsummon or the Swiftfoot Boots. Those are all fine. I like Peregrine Griffin though, especially when you have cards like Merfolk Looter. So it's safe to like sit behind your Peregrine Griffin and build up your Merfolk Looter. Here I could pick the Arachnus Web. Um, since I'm already going to do the Stinger Fling. But if the Stinger Fling turns out to just be a splash, then Arachnus Web is actually I would think it's a pretty lousy splash. Actually, my last draft I kind of screwed up and I splashed for Shock and Incinerate, and Shock is actually, all things considered, a pretty mediocre splash because when you finally get the land, 2 damage probably won't affect the board that much. I think I'm just fine with picking on another Looter here. I like him a lot. He's very strong. Here I could pick the Cutthroat, a nice little thing when you're trying to like dig up for your looters. It's either that or the Unsummon. Unsummon is also very good. Can save. It's so versatile. Can save your creatures. Can stop their auras. I think I'm fine with actually picking the Unsummon over the Cutthroat. That's a really late Skywinder Drake, and I think I'm happy to pick that up. Runs sort of like a blue-white flyers, evasive creature sort of thing. Could pick up the Coral Merfolk, but I think the Leak is stronger. So we'll pick up a Leak here. Here I think I'm fine with picking up Crumbling Colossus. It's a strong card, very playable. Playable in any color, which is nice. Strong card. Let's see. I was thinking about the Alluring Siren, but I actually am not sure that's going to be great for us right now. I guess we have the Griffin and the Stinger Fling that we'd want them to attack into. Maybe the Alluring Siren, but I think I'm going to go with the Evasive Creature on here. Get us a 4-drop. I like Aven Fleetwing. Certainly, I don't like a bunch of Aven Fleetwings. I don't think they're very good if you get like multiples of them, but it's fine to have like one or two of them. We'll take the Thief here. That's fine. Fine sideboard card. Could take the Guardian's Pledge, but we'll take the Negate for like sideboard. For our opponents have like Planeswalkers and stuff. It's nice to have Negate. Okay, so far we're looking decent. Pacifism, Leak, and Stinger Fling are removal right now. Guess Unsummon, not really removal, but quasi removal. Yeah, I don't really think I'm gonna main deck Negate or the Master Thief, so I think I'm gonna hide those. Well, we opened Flame Blast Dragon, and actually, Flame Blast Dragon to me is but we also opened Mind Control. Wow, um, that's a really difficult pick for me. Um, wow, I mean, Flame Blast Dragon is strong enough where I could easily see justifying just saying, okay, well, I'm going to go into red now because it's beginning of pack 2 and you can easily switch over into it. But at the same time, I'm thinking I'm probably going to go with Mind Control here. Uh, Obviously, Flame Blast Dragon's like I would say, probably the strongest card that you can get in M12. But the fact that Mind Control takes it and is already suiting us well since we're doing this blue thing, I think I have to go with the Mind Control. Um, Obviously, I'm not thrilled about that, but we got a Mind Control, which is a very, very strong card, so I can't be upset about it. But passing a Flame Blast Dragon is obviously going to help our opponent quite a bit, since it's like the best bomb in M12. If I thought I was going to get some more Griffins, I could take the Rider, but I think the Aether Adept is certainly fine here. The pick. Okay, well, this is like, what do I think is better, the Arbalist Elite or the Ice Cage? Um, I think actually the Elite is better, even though it's a little more clunky. Fulfills our 4-drop well, and it is a form of removal. Ice Cage is more like sideboard. I mean, I've main decked it before, but I've definitely been disappointed with it before. It can really hurt you if they have an answer when you attack in or something like that. Ice Cage is much more vulnerable. Arbalist Elite, I think, is the pick. A little more clunky, obviously, like I said, but just a good card. Here, nothing too special, honestly. Um, hmm. Guess I could take the Coral Merfolk, but we're just seeing Arachnus webs go round and round, and we already have the Stinger Fling. I don't know. I don't really like Ponder or Coral Merfolk too much. Feel like I'm not going to be missing much if I miss them. I think we are going to take the Arachnus web, possibly try and stretch 3-color. Possibly. I haven't decided yet. Here I would say the pick is pretty clearly the Assault Griffin. Um, I like Assault Griffin a lot. I think he's good. 4-drop's fine. Do a little blue-white flyer thing. Here I think Benalis Veteran trumps the Griffin Sentinel. If I thought I was going to get some more riders, I could take the Sentinel, but I like the consistency of just having creatures that don't require anything else, just beat on their own. And Benalis Veteran is a good card. Ooh, that's a very late Azure Mage. Pretty clearly the pick here, I would say. Azure Mage is an awesome card. late Bell Tower Sphinx, also an awesome card. Pretty clearly the pick here, so we'll go with that. We've got a nice little attacking army here. Here I'm fine with taking the Ice Cage over the sideboard counter. I could very easily see myself, since we're so low on removal, splashing for the splashing for, or not splashing, but main decking the Ice Cage. Could take a Demystify to get some. Um, Actually, I think I am going to take the Demystify. Taking away our opponent's answers to Mind Control is actually going to be pretty important, and we can sideboard it in ourselves. I'm taking over the Rusted Sentinel, but I have a feeling we're going to end up with. We wouldn't even need to play the Rusted Sentinel, so I'm not really hurt by that decision. We definitely want our Mind Control to hit and win the game for us, so I think that's a fine decision. Probably won't play the Arachnus Web. It's either the Pride Guardian or the Harbor Serpent. Both are going to be sideboard, but which one do I think is better for the sideboard? I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the Harbor Serpent on that. I could probably find a Pride Guardian later. Here I'm fine with taking a Coral Merfolk. May play it. Haven't decided yet. We'll take the Life Link. Okay, Kite Shield. Okay, certainly could use some more removal. Yeah, certainly could. But if we don't, we're pretty good on the aggressive front. Well, we got the nuts. We opened a Gideon. So, obviously, the pick here, we take the Gideon pretty much over everything. Certainly it helps that we're already in white. Pretty happy to take a Gideon here. That is worth a lot of tickets and happens to be insanely powerful. So we're happy with that. Here we're going to take the Lawkeeper over the Adept. Lawkeeper is an awesome card. Happy to pick that here. So yeah, we'll take the Lawkeeper. Could use some more early drop creatures. Gideon. That's sweet. Gideon with Lawkeeper is also very good. Tap down a creature, kill the creature. A little too late to start going into black, obviously. Although we would like a Doomblade. That's just not going to happen. Could take the reinforcements, but we're most likely going to have a creature on turns 1 and 2, so reinforcements looks a little less appealing. Then it comes down to what do I think is better, Griffin or Skywinder Drake, and I actually think Skywinder Drake is better, even though it's got 1 less toughness. And can only block creatures with flying. It's much more aggressive, so just because it comes down a turn earlier, I consider it more aggressive. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Skywinder Drake there. Here I could take the Bear, or I could take the Timely Reinforcements, or I could take the Frost Breath. We've got plenty of creatures right now. I'm going to hide this Arachnus Web. I don't think we're going to play that. We're not going to play this. I'm not going to play Lifelink. So it's really between Bear or Frost Breath, and I think that the Frost Breath actually looks better because we're short on removal, and we're pretty aggressive actually. So Frost Breath is just fine over the Phantasmal Bear. And I don't think I'm going to be unhappy with that decision. I think that's certainly fine. Okay, here we could do the Crown of Empire, or we could do the Phantasmal Dragon. That's a good question. What do I think is better, the Crown or the Phantasmal Dragon? Obviously, the Crown kills the Phantasmal Dragon, so if our opponent has the Crown, they have an easy out against our Phantasmal Dragon. On the other hand, Phantasmal Dragon is a insanely powerful card. If it gets 1 swing in, it's already done its job. But like I said, we're already pretty good on creatures, so I think I'm going to pick the Crown there. A little more controlling. I like being able to tap our opponent's creatures down and just loot away. I think that's better. Here, I guess we'll just take another Frost Breath. That's fine. Not sure if we're going to be playing both of them. Could take the Turn Frog, but the Bell Tower Sphinx is just a very strong card. Very protective, defensive, protect our looters to get what we want. Could take the Turn Frog, which is actually a fine pick too, but especially since we're short on removal, but I think I'm just going to go with the Bell Tower Sphinx. 5 toughness is so hard to deal with. Could take the Harbor Serpent, but Combust is actually a very sick card against us, so I think I'm just going to get that away from our opponents. That's a super late Phantasmal Bear. I'm happy to pick that here. I think that's just fine. Hmm. Crocodiles. Actually, I don't see this as a cutthroat deck, really, because we have enough getting in aggressively. I'm going to take the Crocodile away from my... Ooh, could take the Naturalize, too. Ooh, that's tough. What do I fear more? They're both really good against us. I'm going to take out the Crocodile. Probably going to get our Mind Control naturalized, but who knows? Maybe we'll have the Mana Leak available or a Negate or something. That's tough, honestly. That's a super late stave off, which is a very easily main deckable card. Another Phantasmal Bear this late is almost unheard of. That's awesome. Take a Divination here. Suppose we could take a Buried Ruin, maybe play it for our Crumbling Colossus Crown if they happen to destroy that. We'll see. We'll see if I even need to do the Stinger Fling Spider. I might not even want to disrupt the mana base, really. Like I said, we have plenty of creatures. This deck looks pretty solid. I mean, it's got Gideon in it, so obviously it is solid. And Gideon's worth a lot of tickets, so I'm already happy about that. Something I can sell. Let's see. I'm going to pause it here and then just make the deck, and then I'll unpause it, save a little bit of time for you guys. Okay, this is what I've come up with. We're going to do 17 lands. Even though we top out at 5, we're going to do 17 lands just because we have the 2 looters. So it's okay to really have an excess of land with looter, because you can just get rid of them and get relevant spells. And I certainly don't want to miss a land drop. That's always a big deterrent. So there's some cards that we're not main decking that I can easily bring in from the sideboard if necessary. Ice Cage for our opponent doesn't have a lot of targeted stuff like that. Stave Off, easily main deckable, but honestly our deck is pretty tight without the Stave Off. We're already playing one Frost Breath, so the second one's not necessary yet. We can always bring it in. Negate also sideboard. Harbor Serpent sideboard. We have a lot of Master Thief. We have a lot of good sideboard options. So, not playing the Crumbling Colossus either. I think the deck looks just fine the way it is. Honestly, we could do the... I was questioning this one. Could do the Crumbling Colossus... Not over the Assault Griffin. Over the Peregrine Griffin. They're both 5. Our deck's pretty aggressive, so Crumbling Colossus is a little more aggressive for us. So that might be a last minute switch that I do, because I've already got the 2 Bell Tower Sphinxes, which are pretty defensive. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that instead. I'm going to do the Crumbling Colossus instead of the Peregrine Griffin. I think I like him more for our deck. Yeah, I think this deck looks pretty good. Once again, Gideon pretty much makes the deck good. So I'll see you round 1.